The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
BDE here on the Realm Network. I got my hat on backwards, and before we get going, I need to plug my friends at Amazon. And before we get going into Week 14, I got to tell you, my hat's on backwards, and this leads me into my Amazon. I got this new jersey, and I'm wearing this jersey now, this Giants jersey, and I ordered a 5XL on Amazon.com, on BuildMyExperience.com, and this thing is like, I feel like Tommy Boy. This thing is suffocating me. It's a 5XL for someone in Thailand because this thing is cutting off the circulation. So this is a one-time only here on the Realm Network, but I got it on Amazon. That leads me right to my friends at Amazon. The holiday season is in full effect. And I just had this conversation with my wife off the air. Are we going to do any actual physical Christmas shopping, or are we doing anything on Amazon? Double-edged sword. My friends at Amazon know that we're on the BuildMyExperience.com. We click the button. We order everything from these jerseys to the books to the videos to what the kids are getting to what we're looking at Paula's wish list as we talk about Thursday and all the things you need. Go to the BuildMyExperience.com. Click on the Amazon button. That shows Amazon you're supporting this free show. It also shows Amazon that we're supporting them. The books from my past interviews, Ripley's Believe It or Not. I have another great interview coming up next week here on the BDE on the Realm Network. And all these books and people I've been talking to, all of that's available on Amazon. Thousands and thousands of video libraries, books, tapes, whatever you're into. And then you can go and get this stuff there. And there she is. There right now with a smile on her face. It's actually this show is on a Thursday, and she's giddy about Monday night. You have to be giddy about that. So my friends at Amazon, we'll get back to you, but right now it's football with Miss Paula, and we're going right for it. Hey, Paula.
Good afternoon.
Get it out of your system right now.
You know what? I can't because it was a horrible game, and I said that the whole game. The big guy and I were watching it, and I'm like, this game sucks. Like, I'm like falling asleep because it was so boring. I'm like, is this going to be a game of nothing but field goals until the very end, and even then it wasn't exciting. I mean, a win's a win. Like I always say, it doesn't matter how we got it, but we got it. But it's nothing to brag about. That's for sure. It was,
and the funny part for me was actually, I always say I wasn't rooting for Dallas. I was cheering on Washington to lose, but that was that was the whole week of football this past week. The games were boring.
They were.
The last 2 minutes, you saw Rodgers throw the Hail Mary. You saw, everybody coming back, and Denver continued to win and all these things. But everything happened in the last couple minutes of the fourth quarter, and it was a boring week of football. Even the Carolina game, they're still undefeated, but they waited till. So it's to me, we spent the whole week watching wrestling. We got the promo for 56 minutes, right? We got the promo, and we got the I'm gonna get you and the finger pointing, and then we finally got to the physicality in the last 2 minutes of every.
Yes, and actually that was the only game that I found exciting was the Carolina New Orleans game. Yeah, that game to me, they were back forth. I thought that was exciting. That was the only game that I got excited about. Sorry, I didn't watch the Giants. I don't remember what we were doing.
It was the same thing. It was so boring, and the Jets and the Giants, and there was the most interesting part for me in that game was the fighting, on-field fighting.
Oh, nice.
But it went down to and Coach Thomas catch slack because the home crowd wanted him to go on 4th and 1 and go for it when we should have kicked the field goal. Probably would have ended different, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. We had another terrible week in overtime, and we can't seal the deal. So the NFC East is up for grabs, and I cannot believe we're going to say this right now, but your Cowboys are still in it.
I know. It's unbelievable.
It's just
unbelievable.
It's we sit there and you watch how they're breaking down. Carolina is, clinched it, and how Seattle's coming on, and all these other divisions, and they got to the NFC East this week and broke it down. And I looked at it and went, I'm not happy, and I'm happy because anybody can take it, but the Giants have got to get something going.
The Giants and the Cowboys.
Because it was painstaking to watch a lot of those games. But I agree that I think the game of the week was Carolina and New Orleans. I really would. I don't think I went on earlier and said we're going to do a Q&A on Twitter, and I went on and said I think Carolina should actually lose a game or two because I don't think they can keep. I've said this every week now for 14 weeks, right? Yeah. They're going into this week. I don't know how they can keep the momentum going.
Yep. Where's our boy? I didn't check Twitter this morning. Rob, our WWE.
Yeah, wheelchair Rob checked in, and he was all he jumped on it.
He won too, right? He won. He's a Miami fan. Yeah,
he won. And John, shout out to John at Crowman 1971, was tweeting us all week, and Carly at Carly Daniels, and then who was the kid? I have my significant better than me on the side here. Who is the kid who tweeted both of us and said he's a big Dolphins fan and he's based out of Baltimore? Chad Smith.
2072.
At Smith 2072. He's serving up there, right? He's on a base up there, and he's a big Finns fan, so he's happy about the Dolphins.
Yeah, good.
Unbelievable week. And here it is. I just said it off the air too. You got me again this week.
I know.
This is like 4 weeks in a row.
Well, like I said, at least I'm winning at something.
God, like the Cowboys are creeping up and gonna just upset the whole world, I think, again. And now you're beating me for the 4th week in a row in our picks, and it's not even. And I would have been in trouble if I didn't agree with some of your picks.
I'm not going to get crazy and cocky like I did in the beginning of the season because we see how that worked out.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just going to say yes, I won. Thank gosh,
I was actually rethinking my bet, and my bet would be me just sitting on a bench somewhere in the middle of Central Florida, going, "I survived the 2015 season."
Right? Yeah, I'll sit there with you.
Yeah, that might. Okay, so there. If neither one of us win. If neither one of us win a division, forget about the record. If neither one of us win a division, I say we pick a bench in Central Florida with a big sign and say we survived season 2015.
Yeah, we have to wear our jerseys.
Okay, done deal.
People will totally understand.
That's it. So hashtag Bill and Paula on the bench at the end of the year. That's our hashtag for this week.
Hashtag bench warmers.
Yeah, hashtag bench warmers 2015. Very good. I like that a lot. We should get a lot of response off of that one. We have, before we go into the picks or anything, nobody's tweeting. They're all mad because we saw the one guy tweeted the picture. Did you see the picture of who's the underwear guy in New York Times Square? Mm-hmm. And then the Redskins guy said he had the Cowboy.
Yeah, that was John. He's I went to school with him. So
okay? So
yeah.
I saw that picture. I thought it was great.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh! All right, let's try to get into week 14.
What? Look, I'm being interrupted. I gotta start locking doors around here. Look at this.
Is he peeking?
See the creeper in the door back there?
Is he peeking? That's all. Is he want to say Seattle won?
Wait. Oh, look at the shirt he's got on today. Show your shirt, babe.
Let me see it. UCF. I hope that's for next year.
Is that for next year?
Yes, it is.
That's unbelievable.
Hey, Bill.
What's going on, big guy?
Nothing. Normally, I'm not allowed in here. I get cursed at that.
You can't get cursed at that. You're wearing a UCF shirt. UCF is doing as good as the Giants in Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm just telling her I'm leaving, so I'm leaving now.
Go night.
I have to go get Indy ready.
I saw the picture from last week. You're ready. Oh, there he is, my buddy, Kip. UCF Knights. The three of us can't pick a team between the three of us.
No, we can't.
Oh, my gosh. I got Lacey all excited the first time. She's all excited because Iowa's in the Rose Bowl.
Iowa.
Exactly. There it is. Here's our college football talk for this week. Lacey, who's from Iowa, is excited about Iowa going to the Rose Bowl. Paula says, Iowa? That might be the only jersey that walks out a winner in this house this season. I might have to start catching up to college football. Unbelievable. All right, let's talk about Week 14.
Oh, by the way, I like your medium shirt you have on.
It's unbelievable. That's what I was just talking about. I ordered this shirt, and usually I'm pretty good, and I order it. I order a little bigger because I'm a rotund kind of guy. And I slipped this thing on, and I told Lacey it was like putting pudding in a hefty bag.
Was it made in China?
It was made in China. Where was it made in China?
Yeah.
So it says it's almost, it's made to the same specs as the NFL. I'm not sure what NFL stands for in China.
Yeah.
But it should stand for no effing way. Because I'm telling you right now, I feel my pulse in my earlobes.
I was wondering why your face is a little red.
I feel like a helium balloon. I feel like the more we talk, all the air's coming here, and my head's getting bigger.
Yeah, you might have to just pass that down to Lacey.
So she said it'd be too big on her, but I convinced Casey to take it. I might send it to my nephew, New Jersey, if I don't have to cut it off, because I'm telling you, I feel like I'm getting an MRI right now. Food for thought, everybody that wears 4X shirts, don't order them from China.
Yeah.
Holy cow. And then I'm thinking, guys can't play in these shirts. This can't be the normal size, because I don't know if suck and win.
There's no way.
This is why I'm not allowed to order things. Because I ordered it and it came and nothing. Lacey's fit. She got a new Strahan jersey, and I wound up with this thing.
Aw, I like Strahan.
I think
even though he's Giants fan.
Even though he's Giants. He's funny. Yeah.
He's very funny.
He's a good guy. I got to say it again. I know we talked about it because the NFL did the Pearl Harbor this year. They were in Pearl Harbor. I am such a fan of Howie Long and the way he talks and carries himself.
Me too.
Yeah, like he's a positive guy. He takes his shots when necessary, but I love his delivery and the way he handles himself. I said it last week. And Howie Long is everybody should aspire and pay attention to that guy.
Yes, he's awesome. I've been a fan of Howie Long for a very, very long time. Like I said, all my dogs are named after somebody famous, and I had a pit bull for 13 years that his name was Howie, and the dog was great. The dog was awesome, just like Howie Long. And that's funny you were talking about him this weekend, because Kip and I were talking about him this weekend too. And I'm like, he's just such a great person. He's got great on-air, personality. He's just all around good guy. And I'm like, does he ever age? Like, he looks
great.
Yeah.
And his story, because I followed him because I was a big Lyle Alzado fan back in the day, number 77 he wore. And Howie Long, Lyle Alzado mentored Howie Long. Howie Long's story is amazing, and everybody's got to go look at it. He couldn't read.
Oh, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, he couldn't read the plays. And if you go back, and I guess you could Google it or Wikipedia, I don't know if they talk about it, but he talks openly how he didn't understand the X's and O's when he got there. He just knew, go. Just go get the guy with the ball. And to see the career he's turned out in, and he's so intelligent, and he speaks well, he carries himself well. His boys are doing great in the NFL, so he's just one of those. You and I talk about it all the time. Anything there's something positive, but he just stood out to me again, as they all did. I thought that was a great ceremony, Pearl Harbor. But Howie Long just stands out as the guy. Like, okay, I get it. This is why he's never. Even TMZ, when they talk to him, it's just always handled correctly by him, and he controls his own. He controls his own personality, so that's cool.
Yes.
Although Oakland is sucking wind, Howie Long is good.
I know.
All right, let's get to Week 14.
All right.
We start out tonight with the Vikings and the Cardinals.
I'm going with the Cardinals.
Ooh, see, I went Vikings. I think the Vikings took a little bit of a beating last week, and I think they need to come back, because there's a race in that division as well.
Yep.
The Bills and the Eagles.
I'm going with the Bills this week.
I'm going with the Bills too. I'm not even getting – it's just self-explanatory.
Yep.
Everybody needs to lose but the Giants and or the Cowboys, depending on who's talking.
Yeah.
The 49ers, who have found their way back to rec ball against the Browns.
I'm actually going with the 49ers this week.
Whoa! I went Browns all the way.
Yep.
And here it is, the Skins and the Bears.
I actually went with the Skins.
Wow! I went.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one because I say it all the time. I'm not a Jay Cutler fan, but I need them to beat the Skins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Lions, who are coming back from the dead against the Rams.
I went with the Lions.
I went with the Lions too. The Rams just need to finish it out and try to draft good this next season. The Chiefs and the Chargers.
I went with the Chiefs this week.
Ah, see, I got the Chiefs as well. And then the Titans and the Jets.
Normally I would go with the Titans, but this week I'm going with the Jets. Yeah.
You bamboozled me because I went Titans.
You did?
I went Titans, especially because I'm pissed after losing to the Jets anyway.
The Jets?
How about now? I know you said you didn't see that game, but how about that Brandon Marshall going after what's his name for the Giants, and then come to find out the cat from the Giants was cussing his wife.
Oh.
So Brandon Marshall on the field was going after him, defending his wife, and then he comes out and says, "Well, he did apologize, so we're okay now." But to me, that was the best part of that game was the fights on the field. But
I like that he was defending his wife, but if it was me, I would have been over.
Oh, I thought it was great because they were physically pulling Brandon Marshall away, and then come to find out the guy says something about his wife, not even knowing he had a wife. That was the thing.
Oh, jeez.
So Brandon Marshall said, "If the one thing you can't do is disrespect my wife," he said that crossed the line.
Yeah, I guess it's something like saying something about your mom or your wife. It kind of goes hand in hand.
I think somebody would get away quicker with a "your mama" than your wife.
I've always heard those jokes and said those jokes just because it's funny, not just because you're really talking about somebody's mom or something,
I think your mama jokes are the thing. Like, unfortunately, it's just a normal thing. Mm-hmm. But if someone said something about my wife, I'd probably go a little bit more.
Yeah, a little more ballistic.
Yeah. Especially if she keeps rooting for college football.
Iowa.
Go figure. Yeah, the Rose Bowl. That's what we're going to be watching in my house over the holidays, the Rose Bowl. The Seahawks, the big guy Seahawks against the Ravens.
I actually went Seahawks.
Oh, my gosh, I went Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
You have changed this season. This season has changed you.
Hey, it's been working for me.
It has been working for you. The Falcons against the Panthers.
I went with the Panthers.
Come on, it's got to happen. And if because the Falcons have fallen from grace a little bit, so there's a lot of teams that can just put wrenches in things. Yep. I'm just going to go against the Panthers. I'm just saying it now. I'm going to go against the Panthers every week because I just can't see them going undefeated the whole season. It's not even because I dislike the. I think that Ron Rivera should be coach of the year, and he's doing a great job. I just can't see them going undefeated the whole season.
You don't think so?
No, and I hate the dance. I hate the freaking Cam Newton. I hate it. I hate the dance. I don't know if I dislike it because I can't do it or because he does it well.
I don't think you like it's just because you don't like Cam Newton.
You just have those people. There's something about it. Like Cam Newton to me is like Tom Brady to you.
I thought you were going to say the other one.
I was going to say it, but I decided not to.
It's okay. He didn't say it, Randy.
I didn't say it. I didn't want to get the dog all upset. The Steelers against the Bengals.
I went with the Bengals, of course.
I went with the Bengals, too. I went the Bengals, one, because that Butchie seems to like them, and I just don't see the Steelers doing it. And then we talked about it last week. We talked about the concussions. So Big Ben takes himself out of the game last week because he has the symptoms, and he undergoes – the whole protocol. But yet he plays this week. Mm-hmm. So the big question for me, especially with this movie coming out, next week, concussion with Will Smith, and you and I talked about it.
Yes.
And all the other things going on in the NFL, wouldn't it be safer for him to sit the week out?
Yeah, I said the same thing because I saw him because I didn't really watch that game either because it was the Steelers. But
Right.
I was flipping back and forth. But I looked at Kip and I said, wait, why is he playing? I didn't think he was playing this week.
Right.
You know?
He should have, at least the protocol, my understanding was, you're out at least a week.
Right.
And then they tried to put a spin, they being the announcers, tried to put a spin on it and go, hats off to Big Ben for taking himself out when he knew he felt.
Well, maybe they figured the week was from last week to this week. That's a week. I don't know.
So I just found it interesting, too, because when he started and came out, I'm like, wait a minute, is he playing?
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was kind of interesting, the what do they call that? The troubleshooting, or they try to make light of it or change it and make it a positive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they try to do a little damage control is that's what I was looking for. And
well,
so,
maybe he didn't. He went through the whole protocol and he didn't actually have a concussion. Maybe.
Yeah, I'd be interested. I think it's going to come out more and more as the season ends and this movie comes out, what the actual protocol is. But I just found it odd to see him come out and start that game.
Yes.
All right, but you went with the Bengals.
I did.
And I went with the Bengals, which leads us to the Jaguars and the Colts.
I'm going with the Jaguars.
I went with the Jaguars too. I think that guy's going to have a heck of a year next year, Bortles.
Like
Bortles. And then right after that, we go Saints Bucks.
I went with the Bucks.
I went with the Bucks too. Winston, he's coming on, and no matter what, and they're in the race. They're in the race in their division. They're in the race, so they could be one of those teams that everybody went, the kid, he's first year, and then look what he's doing.
He's doing, yeah.
He's doing pretty good, and he handles himself well.
He does. So far.
That's key. I think that's Let's see if he does it all year, and then what he does in the off season after he gets a little bit of fame.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, so good for him, and good for him. And then it leads us to the Raiders and Broncos, and a kid you like now, the new quarterback, Big Brock on the Broncos.
Big Brock. I went with the Broncos.
Yeah. What do you think the future holds for him? Peyton comes back as this kid helps lead them hopefully into the playoffs. Do they sit Brock and go with Peyton?
I don't know. I hope not, because I really like him and I think he's gonna do really, really good. I hope they don't.
I think it's one of, you're looking at me shaking your head like you want him to go with Brock too.
No.
You think they're going with Peyton?
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword. Peyton's the franchise guy.
They were 8-2 when he got hurt.
Yeah.
It's not like they had a bad record.
Yeah. Okay. See how she's yelling at me off to the side?
Why is she in the room?
She's a Peyton fan. That's why. Paula goes, "What are you doing?" She's a Peyton fan. She's not an Eli fan.
She's like the backseat driver.
She's my backseat driver. She's looking at me going,
Iowa.
Casey's Iowa. Casey's my moral compass on the other show, and Lacey's my human resources on this show.
You're a backseat driver.
My backseat. That's hashtag. That's gonna be your new hashtag. Backseat driver. There it is. You know what? You know what's bad is I won't only use that on this show. I'll use that during the course of the week and get yelled at.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna get Billy to hashtag backseat driver. He won't do it. You sit in the front seat? Okay, there. See, it's already happened. Back to the picks because I'm already fighting a battle I can't win. Thanks, Paula. Paula set me up on this one. Go Iowa. And your boy, Tom Brady, against the Texans.
I'm glad he lost again. Texans, of course.
I think I'm going Texans too, but see, I'm going to go back to making my point. I think the Patriots are doing what I think Carolina should be doing. They're playing enough ball without risking too much going into the playoffs. That's what I think the Patriots are doing.
You think so? You think they're not giving it 100%?
I think they're giving it just enough to, hey, if we can stay in the game and we win it, good, but let's not do anything to jeopardize the postseason.
I guess we'll see.
Right? I really wish the freaking Panthers would take that route because one part of me as a football guy would love to see them go undefeated, but then if they get blown out on the first postseason, they'll be pissed.
Anybody but the Patriots.
Anybody but the Patriots. I agree. Cowboys, Packers.
Cowboys.
I know. I had to ask it because I think I got you swayed. I think here's why I say that. Giants, Dolphins, Monday night.
Dolphins?
You know what? The terrible thing for us is, and I say it all the time, it's these games that we play that hurt us the most. The Jets, the Dolphins, all these teams are going to beat us up, and we're just going to take ourselves right out of the whole damn thing. And it's so I know I'm coming to terms with it, but it's so upsetting to think that way.
Wow. Join my team. It's okay. Hashtag bench warmers.
Hashtag bench warm. That's it. That's if we got nothing else out of this week's show. Hashtag bench warmers and hashtag backseat driver.
Yes.
I'm looking right at you.
Iowa.
Iowa. Go Iowa. We got any tweets before we wrap this up? Nobody tweeted us.
No,
Just our boys, Wheelchair Rob and our normal.
I can't call him that. He said call him Wheelchair Rob, and I'm like, I can't call you Wheelchair.
Well, yeah, I wondered about that. And I said, well, if that's what he's saying to call him, that's what I'm going to call him because it is a lot easier than breaking down his at dabba 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 dabba. So I'm going to
call him Rob.
Yeah. Shout out again to Wheelchair Rob.
That's a mouthful. Say that real fast. 10 times.
Shout out to Wheelchair Rob. Shout out to Wheelchair. Okay, forget it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So that's it. We got our picks.
Yeah, Twitter's quiet because, like we said in the beginning of this podcast, the week was boring. There's nothing to. It wasn't fun.
Yeah,
so.
and the news. Everybody was talking about the same thing. There just isn't a lot going on. And you can't even speculate because there's nothing going on.
Yeah. So hopefully next week it'll be a lot more exciting.
Hopefully starting tonight with hopefully the Vikings can find their way back to a win tonight and spruce up that division, and we'll get going as we get into the Christmas. Couple weeks away, 3 weeks, whatever it is. It's getting close, right?
Bah humbug.
Bah humbug already. Oh my God! Everybody, go to Amazon and get on Paula's wish list. She needs a good Christmas. All right. Hey, have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Go Giants.
Yeah. Woo! Iowa.
Iowa. Paula says go Iowa. All right, there it is. Week 14. Lacey and Paula going at it through me, and I'm going to catch you from both ends. Week 14 here. We talk about the NFL. Paula and I catching up on just life and what we're thinking. And that's it. That's our hashtag for the end of the season. You're going to find Bill DeMott and Paula Sop on a bench in Central Florida with two big signs saying hashtag bench warmers. We survived 2015 NFL season.
Feed the pigeons.
That's it. With the pigeon, we'll have pigeons, and I'll be wearing this size kid shirt.
The schmedium.
The schmedium shirt. That's I'm metrosexual because I now wear schmedium. Hashtag. Oh, there's so many You're so wrong. We have so many hashtags this week. Now I'm metrosexual and I wear schmedium.
Hey, you said metrosexual, not me.
But I heard that word a long time ago and I liked it. I didn't know what it meant, but now I know it's okay to say that. So
yeah.
All right, I'm Bill DeMott. This is the Bill DeMott Experience. Do what you say what you mean, what you do.
Visit VinceRussoBrand.com to sign up for exclusive VIP content. For just $4.95 a month, you get over 20 new video shows monthly, including Vixens Who Rule, The Swerve, and Shoot to Thrill, where Vince Russo interviews stars in wrestling and beyond. Listen to Vince and Jeff Lane discuss weekly news and rumors and review current and Attitude-era Raws. Also, watch the cult hit Bucket Full of Chicken next. Go to VinceRussoBrand.com and click the red subscribe button to join now.